Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Julie and today we are in the final episode of the How to Create Your Dream Space series. Today's episode is all about the finishing touches, styling the sofas, the beds, the mantles, and more. Before we get started, please take a moment to like this video if you've enjoyed the series so far, comment below and let me know what design videos you'd like to see next, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that little bell to be notified of new videos that we drop every Tuesday. In my previous styling video, I touched on designer tips on how to style surfaces like consoles, dining tables, nightstands, even coffee tables. But in today's video, we'll be talking about the finishing touches and all of those key components to help you style every single corner in your space so it looks finished and complete. This video is really what Pinterest dreams are made of and what makes you ogle every single magazine spread you see. Every pillow perfectly positioned, every throw naturally placed. Here are my top designer tips to help you style your space so it looks cozy, comfortable, relaxed, and inviting. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is if there's a formula to styling. The answer is no. Do what you like. I rarely style a surface or a bed or a space the same way twice. I love mixing and matching. I love changing it up. That way each space speaks individually to my client's needs and looks fresh and different every time. Although I don't subscribe to a specific formula, there are some tips to help you get started. Here are my top 3 tips that I use time and time again for pretty much every single corner in your home. The first is to always have something fresh. It could be a little pop of greenery or some fresh flowers. Something fresh, healthy, and living always adds brightness to the space. Number 2 is something handmade. This does not mean that you have to DIY it yourself. You're just looking for some natural textures, some organic elements that looks like it was artisan made. And finally, something personal to show off your style. For private areas like the bedroom or your home office, I like to style it with something personal like a photograph or maybe even a journal. But for some of the common areas like a living room or a bathroom, something personal can simply mean your favorite fragrance in the form of a candle. So to sum it up, you always want to style with something fresh, something organic, and something personal. Let's dive right into the different rooms. Let's start with your bed. Bedrooms are always about layering your bedding. For a king-size bed, I always like to start with 3 Euro pillows. They're those 3 squared pillows that flank the back of your bed. This would be your first layer. Then you'll style it with 2 king-size pillows and an accent pillow in the color of your choice. I love to keep it simple with crisp white sheets. Then you can layer on color with your throw blankets and your accent pillows. The key to keeping it cozy and luxurious is to layer your bedding. If you have a smaller bed like a queen or a twin, you can still use the same tips with smaller pillows. Instead of king-size pillows, you'll use standard-size pillows. The final finishing touch could be a throw blanket, it could be a quilt, or it could even be a coverlid. You can get creative and show off your personality by injecting color and pattern with your throw blanket. The key here is to make your bed look cozy and comfortable. Moving on to your entry console. Entries are all about function. Make sure you check out that styling surfaces video for more illustrations and tips. I always like to start with a slim console so it doesn't get in the way of the foyer. While we're thinking about function, a vessel, a tray, or a little catch-all is great for keys in your wallet. Something fresh could be in the form of a vase and some foliage. And finally, something personal could even be your favorite book, a home decor item that you've purchased from your travels, and some lighting to help add brightness to the space. Moving on to the living room. Let's talk about those sofas, sectionals, and accent chairs. The key here is to play with texture. In terms of pillows and throw blankets, think about if you want a contrast in textures or if you want to keep it with that same feel as your sofa. I like to add pillows in contrasting textures, colors, and patterns. This allows you to make a statement in the space and another way to personalize your selections. If you have a pair of identical accent chairs, I would flank it with identical throw pillows as well. This will help keep the room visually balanced. If you have a sofa with really clean and modern lines, or accent chairs with beautiful sculptural shapes, there's really no need to layer anything else. In this case, you'll let the furniture become their own statement and not visually clutter the space with more layers. Here are a little more coffee table tips to style your living room. I love to create little groups and vignettes on the coffee table. These little groups can consist of books, trays with accent decor, and finished with some foliage like fresh greenery and flowers. If you have an upholstered coffee table, don't forget the tray. This will allow you to organize the group so it doesn't look cluttered. The television console is all about balance. Since you already have a huge TV at the center of your console, you want to look for ways to balance the space on the left and the right. Think about styling with pieces that don't compete with the television. It could be a pile of low books, it could be a grouping of clear vases. Anything that makes that black box look visually balanced is aces in my book. Fireplace mantles are all about varying heights. Just imagine the visual height of this beautiful fireplace mantle. You want to help perpetuate that lofty effect with equally tall items. Start out with your center focal point. This could be an art piece, wall decor, or a mirror, and flank it with decorative items in varying heights. I love a mix of something organic like fresh cut branches, styled with candelabras, and finished with something personal. Mix up the shapes and textures and watch your mantle come alive. Let's move on to the dining table. If you remember from my previous styling video, I like to keep it very simple. I typically don't like a fully dressed table because my dining room also serves as a work from home studio. I like to keep it really simple with just a small cluster of decorative items. Moving on to the kitchen. Let's talk about styling the open shelving, your countertops, and the island. Open shelving is all about showing off your personality and your lifestyle. Think of your kitchen shelves like a bookshelf, but instead of books, you're styling it with plates and glassware. You can inject a little bit of personality with some greenery, some artwork, and even more decorative objects. The key here is to look for a similar color palette and keep all your items in the same color range so it doesn't look too busy and cluttered. Countertops are all about functional aesthetics. This is where you can show off your favorite cutting boards, mixed in with a tray of seasonings, and finished with a beautiful vessel of fresh greenery. You want to make sure that everything you display on the countertop is functional, or else it'll just look out of place. And finally, let's talk about the island. Much like a dining table, I like to keep the island very simple and chic. Something free-form, fresh, and organic would do the trick here. And finally, we have those bathroom vanities. Bathrooms are all about keeping it fresh, clean, and organized. A small tray for your soaps, a little basket for your hand towels, and always something green to freshen up the space. A scented candle would be the perfect finishing touch for your beautiful bathroom. Here are my key takeaway tips for styling and finishing touches. Function first. You want to make sure that the item you're styling with has some value, which means it's functional, it's practical, and it's useful. If the primary function of that object is aesthetics driven, meaning you just want it to make you happy, you like to look at it, it brings you joy, it inspires you, or it's a conversation starter, then that is its primary function. Make sure that you choose that object based on the emotion that you're trying to elicit. Trays keep everything neat and organized. Look to see how many trays you can count from all the examples given in this video. Trays are one of my favorite designer tricks to make a space look clean and chic. Imperfection is perfection. A little undone, a little disheveled always looks a little bit more cozy and inviting than something that looks perfectly placed. And finally, edit. Once you style the room and put in all your finishing touches, remember to take a step back and dissect the room. Is there a little bit too much going on? Will a piece of furniture, surface, or countertop make more of a statement if left bare? Think about your design intent, take a step back, and edit accordingly. Remember that when it comes to styling and interior design, do what you love and don't care about what anyone else thinks of it. This is your home and your opportunity to experiment, play, have fun, style, restyle, shop, and edit as you please. You can change it up seasonally or keep rotating the same pieces in and around your home. I'll be linking some of my favorite home decor shops for finishing touches and accessories in the description box, so make sure you check that out if you need some guidance. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me on this entire series. I have wanted to make this Dream Space series since I started the channel. I wanted to provide you with a step-by-step process of how I design dream spaces for my own clients. This is the exact same format I use for my own design process, but feel free to mix it up as you please. If you'd like this type of content, please give this video a thumbs up. Please comment below and let me know what other design videos you'd like to see next, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. My goal from this series was to help provide inspiration for you. Even though this is my personal process and the specific order I like to do things in, feel free to jump around and let the inspiration be your guide. Remember, function first, always measure, and design is not a race to the finish line. Take your time, design with heart, and wake up feeling inspired every day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.